Sleigh bells ringing, diamonds blinging, carols singing, favorite season. Sleigh bells ringing, diamonds blinging, carols singing, favorite season. They said say Nick, but you got a bit in that bag, yeah.
Friends, my name is Lindsay Wallace, for those of you who don't know, and for those of you who do, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to share with you guys 10 tips that I implemented in my life to help me lose weight, and maybe you can implement it in yours to help you lose weight also. Okay, so here are all of my tips. It's a little bit long-winded, but it's because as I was writing them, I was kind of like, you know, just getting out the full idea so that if there was like a little bit of something I wanted to say to you guys that I just couldn't remember, like hopefully, you know, it's written right here. But number one is to start off slow. People get into their weight loss journey and just jump right into it with all of these big diets and the weight loss pills, and even working out, they'll go straight into things they've just never done before. You gotta ease your way into it. So my advice is to focus on being active in your daily life. Start off with implementing walking in the morning or walking in the evenings after work. Clean your house once a week or cook more often. All of these things are real life activities that people do every day, like home activities that actually helps you burn real life calories. So it's just my little bit of advice for you. And speaking of a walk, that's what we're about to do. We're gonna go on a walk like best friends, and we're gonna talk about it because I've got 9 more tips for you guys, and we're gonna see the sights, and we're just gonna, you know, stop here and there. So let's go. Hey friends, so we're stopped. This little bench, the birds are chirping, and it's just a really nice vibe right here. So I figured I'd stop and give you my second tip. So focus on building a consistent routine and being self-disciplined enough to hold yourself accountable. People are going to throw at you pills that are supposed to magically help you lose weight. They're supposed to suppress your appetite, right? People are gonna give you all of these crazy diets that if you do this, then this will happen. You're gonna lose weight quick. But you know what? Trust the process, okay? And the process is slow. If it happens too quick, you don't want it. Nope, because nothing in life comes easy. Remember that. So what you have to do is learn to build a consistent routine. Nobody just wakes up early. But one day you have to wake up and decide, today I'm gonna wake up. And when you wake up, just get out of bed and then get moving. You know, go for a walk. Sweep the house, go to the gym, you know, do a little bit of yoga. It doesn't have to be anything crazy, but something that you feel like you can keep up every single day, and just be consistent and be self-disciplined enough to hold yourself accountable for the days that you don't want to do it, because those are the hardest days, right? But those are the days that make a change. When you work and you do the things that you don't want to do on the days you don't want to do it, that's what builds consistency. It's easy to do things when the sky is shining bright and everything feels right. Like, those are the days that it's easy to do things, but you have to do things on the days that it's hard to do things. That's what builds character. Anyway, let's keep walking, and I'll give you guys my next tip in a little bit. Alright friends, so we're at this cute little park, and I'm gonna give you tip number 3. Drink more water. Fat, if you didn't know, is expelled through sweat and urine. So in order to get the fat out your body, you gotta drink more water. Along with that, water also speeds up your metabolism. I remember reading somewhere that within like an hour or so after drinking water, it speeds up your metabolism 25%. It also helps you poop better. Sometimes you get bloated and it's caused by constipation. So if you drink more water, it can relieve that for you. Another thing too, along with it helping to expel fat from your body and it helps move waste out of your body, it helps you detox and it speeds up your metabolism. It does all of these great things. Now, what happens when you're not drinking enough water? So when you're not drinking enough water, your body decides, I'm a cactus. And so what it does is it holds on to whatever water it does have in your body, and it just doesn't let it go. You become bloated. And the only way to get rid of that bloating is by drinking drinking more water. That's probably where that term comes from. Oh, you just lost water weight. The first 10 pounds or so is water weight. Yeah, it's because you started to increase your intake of water, so your body's like, all right, fine. I guess I'm not a cactus. I guess I'm human. And so let's go of the water. That's tip number 3, and we're gonna continue walking. It's a really beautiful day today, you guys. Alright friends, so I decided to stop here. It's just like a lamppost, I guess. See, there's the top of the lamp, but I decided to stop here because I have the background of the birds. And I'm gonna give you guys tip number 4. Include more HIIT exercises. Fat is also expelled through CO2, so when you exhale CO2, and that's when fat is also expelled. HIIT exercises, unlike like when you run miles, your breathing is steady, at least from my own experience, because again, you guys, I'm not a nutritionist or a personal trainer. This is all from just my own experiences in losing weight. But what I've noticed is that when I'm doing things like running 2 miles, my breathing tends to steady out after a while. At first it's a little bit, you know, I feel like I'm dying and shit, but after a little bit it starts to steady out. Whereas with HIIT exercises, when you do sprints or various amounts of exercises with little to no rest in between, what happens is that you have a smaller rest time, so it gives you less time to recover. So that means like your heart rate is going to continue to just go from low back up, low back up, low back up, and you exhale more often. And along with that, you also burn calories for a couple days after. Yeah, you burn residual calories by doing that, by raising and lowering your heart rate in a small amount of time. And the best thing about HIIT exercises is that they don't even have to last long. You can do it for 10 to 15 minutes. I'm a little crazy, so I do it for like 20 minutes or more depending on the day and how I'm feeling. But HIIT exercises are great for weight loss. Let's move on. Hey friends, so we're over here by these, I don't know what to call these, but it's just a cool spot. I live in the desert, so the sun is like, it's bright today, okay? It's still cool outside, but the sun is bright and it's reflecting off the sand, you know what I mean? Anyway, we're on to tip number 5. My 5th tip is to make fitness goals rather than making weight goals, like number goals. Because the thing is that when you're stepping on the scale all the time and then you don't see the number changing, or even worse, you start to gain weight. Sometimes you start to gain muscle while you're losing fat. So instead of losing weight, you end up gaining weight because you're gaining muscle. But it's not bad weight. But when you're focused so often on weight, you don't know what's good and what's bad. Good weight is putting on muscle, which is why instead of focusing on weight like number goals, focus on fitness goals. Focus on running a mile without stopping, or new PRs. Like, yeah, I lifted like my new PR, you guys, 245 pounds. If you haven't checked it out yet, you should go check out my week of workouts. I actually got it on tape and filmed. I did 2 of them, but go check out that video for more. Your weight, it fluctuates, okay? It goes up, it goes down, but you know what's consistent? The gains are consistent. Focus on that. Focus on new muscle growth. Focus on achieving, like, you just ran a mile without stopping. That's a good thing. That's an amazing thing. Some of these things, these fitness goals, are things that a lot of people can't do. And as you work towards these new fitness goals, your body is going to have to change. Your body's going to have to change in order to reach these increasing demands. So as time moves on, you're going to notice that you are slimming down, maybe not necessarily losing the weight, but your body is changing. You're slimming down because the size, the mass, well, I don't want to say mass and then I'm wrong. I think it's the amount of space, right, that takes up. Anyway, the point is that the amount of space that fat takes up versus muscle, like 1 pound of fat is like twice or 3 times the size of 1 pound of muscle. So you're gonna see yourself starting to slim down even if you see yourself gaining weight, because muscle is smaller than fat. But we're gonna continue this walk because this dog won't stop barking. And I will catch you guys, you know, at our next little stop. We're chilling on the slide and I'm hitting you guys with tip number 6. And tip number 6 is to love yourself now. somebody's coming. The person left. I couldn't keep talking. Like I knew they were coming and I kept getting distracted by them coming. I'm secure with the filming, but not all the way there yet. But anyway, tip number 6 is to love yourself now. Being skinny or being healthier doesn't necessarily make you happier or make certain things in your life change, if that makes sense. Sometimes when we gain weight, it's caused by outside stressors. So like for me, when I was in the military took so much of my life and so much of my time that it was like I didn't have time to be uniquely me. I had to be just another sardine from SpongeBob, you know, amongst the many. And that just isn't, it's not me. I like to stand out. I like to be myself. And so it took a big toll on me, at least mental health wise or whatever. And when I joined the military, I was 179 pounds. When I got out of the military, I was 250 pounds. I gained weight after joining the military, a lot of weight. But I got out of the military, I removed this large stressor in my life, and I was able to find myself again, and I was able to eventually lose the weight also. You have to identify what this big stressor is, what's causing you to gain weight, and remove it from your life. And then after that, or maybe during that, learn to love yourself, find yourself. You might also find yourself losing weight on the process or on the journey, through the process, whatever. But the point is to love yourself first. But anyway, y'all, let's keep walking. Tip number 7, I think we're on. Yeah, tip number 7. Tip number 7 is to lift more weights. As you begin to build muscle from lifting weights or even from calisthenics like push-ups and stuff, but the point is as you build muscle, you begin to burn more fat. The more muscle you build, the more fat you burn. Tip number 7, lift more weights, y'all. Hey friends, I found this cute little gazebo and I decided to stop and give you guys another tip. We are on tip number 8, and tip number 8 is to document your journey. I have a little bit of body dysmorphia, which is when you find like obsessive flaws throughout your body and you focus on them. So like you might do extreme workouts or not eat enough. Also the other thing too is that you look in the mirror and like you don't see what you look like, you see something else. So for me, no matter how many times I look in the mirror, and even though I know I've lost a whole bunch of weight, I still see the girl who's 250 pounds. Like when I look in the mirror, I still see her, especially around like my period time when I'm more bloated and I'm carrying more like water weight and stuff. That's when I feel super insecure. So I take a lot of pictures. I started documenting here on YouTube with you guys, and that's how I keep track. That's how I prove to myself that I'm losing the weight. Because anybody can say anything. People tell me all the time, Lindsay, you're losing a lot of weight, you look great, da da da. And it's like, it's nice to hear it, but I don't believe them. I don't believe them until I prove it to myself. So I keep the pictures, I keep the videos, and when I need to, I go back through them and I prove to myself, you're doing a great job, Lindsay. You are making progress. You are not stagnant. Look at you. Go girl. And that is how I keep myself motivated. So document your journey. Just do it. Document your journey. It might be uncomfortable at first, but one day you're gonna look back at these pictures and you're gonna be so proud of yourself because you're gonna wonder how you did it. Because I think constantly about the times where I used to cry at night because I just felt like I couldn't do it. And I can do it. I proved it to myself, and I just want you guys to know that you can do it too. Just prove it to yourself. Let's move on. Alrighty friends, so for my next tip, you need to eat. Did you know that when you're not eating enough food, but you're like overexerting your body or you're working out or whatever, you're just doing normal stuff, but you're not eating enough food to sustain yourself, that your body begins to hold on to fat in order to not starve. So it goes into what's called starvation mode, right? And that's what happens. It holds on to your fat so that in case it needs it, it'll use it. But what happens is that your goal is to lose weight, so you cut calories. But what happens is that you end up gaining weight because your body's saying, nah fam, So eat. Just make sure to eat the right foods. That's all. Alright friends, so we're home now and I'm gonna go ahead and give you tip number 10. And tip number 10 is to stop making excuses and just go out and put in the work. Remember that no one is going to force you or hold your hand. You have to stop telling yourself you can't and realize that you are capable of more than you think you are. You can do it. Remember that can't never could. I mentioned this in a short. Check it out if you want to. You can do whatever you set your mind to, and that's the absolute truth. As I told you guys earlier, I personally know what it feels like to be desperate to lose the weight, to watch all of your friends lose the weight, to get strong, to watch all your friends do everything that they need to do, and you're still stuck here in this bubble feeling like you can't lose weight. I know what that feels like, and I'm here to tell you that you don't have to feel like that, because you can do it. One day I woke up and I felt like I deserved better, so I did better, and I gave myself what I deserved. I woke up on the days I didn't want to wake up, and I just kept going, and I kept doing what I needed to do to achieve the goals that I knew that I deserved. So I hope that these tips helped y'all out, and if it did, then make sure to hit that subscribe button and tap that bell notification to always stay in the know and up to date on all my videos when I post them, as soon as I post them. Make sure to hit that like button and leave a comment. Let me know how you're doing and how your day has been, and I will catch you guys in my next video. I love you so much. Bye!